Hi guys! Today I want to talk all about my DIY plans for fall. We're already very much into fall. I think today when I'm filming this it's October 2nd. I have already gotten started on some fall DIYs, but I would love to clue you in. I love sewing, knitting, painting. I am a big Pinterest user and I love pinning stuff for my DIY inspiration. I would love to go over some of those things with you guys. So let's get started with sewing first. Last year for Christmas, I made my mom a quilted jacket. I have a video going over all of the details, but my mom always runs cold. For Christmas, I decided to make her the quilted jacket. I put tulips on it because my mom loves gardening. The whole design turned out really well. It's so her. In January or February, shortly after that, I made a quilted jacket for me because hers turned out perfectly. Since then, I have created a quilted jacket sewing pattern and it's on my Etsy. It's one of my best performing Etsy patterns. People really like it. But something that people always say is that they wish it had pockets. I didn't add pockets to the jacket because I don't personally love pockets always. Like if you put your phone in a pocket but you wear your jacket like unbuttoned or unzipped, it like leans to that side and I just feel like I'm walking wonky because I'm heavier on that one side. Maybe it's just me, but it bothers me a lot, and so I did not add pockets because I wouldn't use the pockets. A good chunk of people that have bought my pattern add pockets themselves, even though I don't have a pattern on there for pockets. Anyways, all that to say, I felt like I should add a pocket option to the pattern, and so I am going to make a new jacket from the same pattern, add pockets to it. The last two that I made were very intensely quilted, meaning like really small intricate patchwork. For this one, I'm just going to do one fabric on one side, one fabric on the other, and then just like quilt it together. I have been thinking I wanted to go with a red, but it really depends on what sort of fabric I can find. I've also found this really pretty yellow jacket and I would love to find some fabric similar to this. The thing is that I really want to thrift the fabric, and so it really depends on what I can find in the thrift stores. If I can't thrift the fabric, I will probably just look for something like at my fabric store. But yeah, I'm really actually excited for that. I think it would be nice to have another kind of more neutral basic jacket in my wardrobe, especially for fall. I would like one that's more fall colors like red or the yellow. I think that would be really pretty. I have been making a lot of quilted pieces of clothing. Earlier this year, I think at the start of summer, I had made these quilted pants and they are so cute. They fit really nicely. They're also the cargo pant style, which I know is not everyone's cup of tea, but I really like them. I really want to make it into a pattern. I think I would like to have one that is a quilted pattern and one that is just a regular like trouser. I think it would be nice also just to have some more trousers that kind of fit that way but in different colors. That would be nice for fall. I'm thinking like a black or maybe a dark denim or some type of stripe probably. I actually have some extra fabric left over from recovering my couch and I have considered making some pants out of it. But then like if I sit on my couch, I would blend in to my couch and I don't know if I like that idea. I've had this puff sleeve top pinned on my Pinterest for a little while because, well, one, it's just a really flattering style, I think, and could work for, you know, like spring, summer, or fall. I thrifted this blue gingham a while back. I've been looking for some sort of article of clothing to remake this blouse into, and I think I am going to try and do this puff sleeve blouse. It's really cute. I think it has like shearing on the neckline and on the sleeve hem. I feel like sleeves that are hemmed, you know, like puff sleeves that have that shearing, are typically more comfortable and like forgiving. It's been on my list for a while to do it, and I just haven't gotten around to it, but I really need to, especially before it gets too cold to wear short sleeves. Moving on to, let's do painting next. If you've been watching my videos this year, I have really gotten into oil painting. I have this one panoramic style frame over my toilet, and I attempted to paint some hydrangeas. It didn't really work. I learned that I'm really good at still life, and I'm not too bad at like animals. Like I have a little picture of a duck, which you probably can't see. I'm not very good at florals or even maybe landscapes. Like just when it comes to kind of like leafy greens, I'm not very good at painting those. But I am going to attempt to paint something new for that frame. I think I'm gonna do this picture of tulips that I found. It seems pretty simple, just like the actual shape of the tulip is not complicated, and it's not really like lots of little things clustered together. It's just like one silhouette, and so I think that would be more achievable. So I am going to work on that. I also have another panoramic frame that I am working on painting, this like view slash landscape of the sea. I want to hang this over my TV because of this specific photo that I found on Pinterest. I just feel like that side of the wall needs a little bit more, and so I do want to paint that. It does have a lot of like flowers and greenery, and so I am going to struggle with that. I've already started, I just need to finish it, so I'll probably finish that first. And then it has a little woman in it too, which I don't think she will be that hard. I honestly think that like the flowers and greenery is gonna be the hardest part for me, which is weird, but that's okay. It's just not my strong suit. I do eventually want to get into painting more of those little animals. When I posted my little duck, I got a really good response about it. Just people like told me that they really liked it and that they would want to buy it, and so I just like now I want to pursue that more and maybe like give some paintings like that as gifts for the holidays and stuff like that, but we'll see. I don't want to get ahead of myself. I always thrift my frames before painting something for them, and so I really need to find some more smaller frames that I can paint stuff for. Knitting. This is one that I am very excited about getting into. I learned how to knit when I was a kid, like probably 10 or 11, I would say. I took a really long break from knitting. It is more complicated to learn knitting compared to crochet. I would say, in my experience, crochet is easier to learn, but with my love of fashion and creating clothing, I've learned that knitting creates a much better wearable product than crochet does. Of course, crochet also has pros to knitting too. It's much more structured than knitting is. Anyways, I have gotten back into knitting in the last 2 years, and I've knit 3 sweaters, lots of socks, and I have started knitting a t-shirt, and I'll talk more about that in a moment. With all of those, I've never used a pattern. I have just come up with it on my own, and some of them have turned out really good, and some of them have not turned out very good, and just like the fit is off. but it has taught me a lot about knitting. I have now started a new sweater, and this time I am using a pattern. One of my favorite things to do is buy a sweater from the thrift store and then unravel it and repurpose its yarn. I've done that for 2 of the sweaters that I have made and the shirt that I made. It's just like, it just makes my sustainable heart feel good. Probably like a month or 2 ago, I thrifted a wool sweater, and the actual yarn was really good, high quality, very pretty, but the silhouette of the sweater was just very weird. It was kind of like 80s, like it had really puffed out like shoulders, but then it tapered in a lot at the waist, and it just like, it looked horrible on me. But the actual yarn was really nice, so of course I unraveled it. I can actually show you. It has little bits of variation throughout it. It has like yellows and like kind of a purple and a fuchsia, no, like a magenta, and it's really pretty. And then the base is just like a gray wool. So I have started a sweater project. Here's how it's looking so far, and the pattern that I have chosen is the Dagmar jacket from Petite Knit. Petite Knit is a very popular knitting pattern maker. I have seen her sweaters everywhere on the knitting community pages. Her patterns are very, very popular, and I've never really fallen in love with any of them before. I knew when I got this yarn that I wanted to make a sweater that had cables, and I've never made a cable knit sweater. I had pinned a lot of inspiration, but I never really found a pattern that was like fitting or like checking all of the boxes. And so for a while I felt like I probably would have to just make my own pattern for it, or like, you know, go with my heart. Because I wasn't finding anything that like was checking all of the boxes for me. And then I found the Dagmar jacket pattern, and it's perfect. It's even more than what I had been looking for, because I was just gonna do like a regular pullover, but then this is a cardigan, and I didn't even realize how much I would actually love to have like an oversized cable knit cardigan. So it's perfect. I'm very excited. I cast this on a few days ago, like 4 or 5 days, and I'm very excited. I think the progress is coming along really good. This is also like the largest needle that I have knit a sweater on. I am definitely a fan of like sweaters knit with smaller yarns. I don't know. But this is probably like usually the size of yarn that I use, but I am using much larger needles this time around, and it's knitting up really well. I'm just like so excited. The cables are fun. This cable is my least favorite, but it's looking really good, and I'm very excited. I don't know if you've ever seen those knit bows. I feel like they're especially popular in the fall and winter time. I've seen tiny little ones, and I've seen bigger ones, and I just really want some. So I don't really know if I have the right yarn for it right now, but I'm gonna go through my stash and just make some, because I think it would be just a necessary hair accessory for fall and winter. So I definitely want to make some of those. And they're really easy and simple too. I could whip, you know, like probably every single one I would want out like in a day. So that would be fun. And then a while ago I was just scrolling on Pinterest, and I found this photo of like 2 yarns combined. Every other stitch is the green yarn and the, you know, and the white I'm not making any sense, but it made me think of a yarn that I already have and I have left over of. The green yarn that I have is a merino wool, and I think if it was combined with like a white wool that it would look really pretty and be very warm also. And then I was thinking, what could I make from it though? Like I don't really have too much of that green yarn. And then I thought of this pink wool vest that I have and love. I've had it for a few years and I pull it out every single fall and winter, and it just, I love the fit of it. It fits with a lot of outfits. And so I think I'm going to try and recreate the exact same v-neck vest, the same size and everything, just from this green and white wool. I think that would be really pretty. I also think it wouldn't take too long, but you never know until you get started. And it would be using some of the yarn that I have left over, which would be great to just kind of get it out of my stash. Lastly, I had mentioned earlier that I had started a t-shirt, knit t-shirt, and worked on it all summer, and then kind of got at a stopping point because I didn't really know how I was going to finish the neckline. I still don't really know how I'm going to finish the neckline, but now I really want to get it done. I wanted to mention a few random ones that don't fit under the sewing, knitting, and painting categories just because they've been on my mind. I want to make really cute fridge magnets. Our fridge is white, which is fine. She's old, but she just like, it's just looking so plain. And I have seen these like cute videos on TikToks of girls making these cute like clay fridge magnets, and they're just like all sorts of little things, and I think it's so personalized and fun. And really, we also need fridge magnets too, and so this is something that I would like to do probably in the next few months for myself, but also I think it would make a really cute Christmas gift too. Like, I don't know, for your dad you could make a fridge magnet of his favorite car or his favorite football team or something like that. Or for your sister you could make one of a cat, or I don't know. I think it would make like a really good Christmas gift to like give someone like just a little collection of like 5 or 6 little fridge magnets, and just like things that make you think of them. I think that's a really cute idea. Recently over the summer I got an Apple Watch and I love it. I just wear this metal watch band and I really do like it. It looks really cute, but I would love to have a vintage watch band that I could like switch off on here and just add the right Apple attachments. And I have seen a video of someone doing it on TikTok. I kind of had the idea before I saw it, but then when I saw her video it was confirmed. I was like, okay, I can do this. I just haven't thrifted or found any of the watch bands that I would really like, and so that's kind of what's holding me back, is I have a very specific vibe that I'm looking for at the thrift store, and I definitely want to thrift it, and I just haven't found any. So if I really wanted to do it, I could probably look on Etsy or eBay, but I just think it would be so much fun to like find it by just like treasure hunting at the thrift store or at an antique store. There is one antique store near us that I should take a look at, because I feel like they probably would have something kind of like that, but the DIY aspect is that I would have to detach it from the watch face that it already has and then attach the Apple Watch attachments to it so that I can just slide it onto my Apple Watch. So those are all of the things that I would love to be DIYing this fall season. I feel like maybe I'm overestimating myself a little bit, and then I'll have enough time to do all these things. But we'll see. It's only the start of October. We still got October and November to do all of these things, and I think I can get a good chunk of them done. So yeah, I'm excited to get started on all of these things. Let me know what you're the most excited to see, because I probably will be sharing a lot of it on here. Also, I would love to hear what you are doing this fall season DIY wise. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.